बिहारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय गोपीजन वल्लभ जय गिरिवरधारी। जय गोपीजन वल्लभ जय गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन। यमुना तीर वनचारी। यमुना तीर वनचारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा। चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा। कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा। Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jai Jai Prabhupada Prabhupada Jai Jai Prabhupada श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की, श्री श्री प्रहलाद नरसिंहदेव भगवान की, श्री निताई गौर सुंदर की, पति पावन शिला प्रभुपाद की। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयम् उदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवति उत्तम श्लोके भक्ति भवति नैष्ठिकी। Studying from Gantara Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 31, entitled as Narada instructs the Prachetas. Text number 12. Gantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Kim va yogena sankhena nyasa swadhyayorapi Kim va sreyobhir anyascha na yatratma pradohari Kim va yogena sankhena nyasa swadhyayorapi Kim va sreyobhir anyascha na yatratma pradohari Kim va yogena sankhena nyasa swadhyayorapi Kim va sreyobhir anyascha na yatratma pradohari Word for word meaning Kim. What is the use? Va or Yogena by mystic yoga practice. Sankhena by study of Sankhya philosophy. Nyasa by accepting sannyasa. Swadhyayo and by studying of Vedic literature. Api even. Kim what is the use? Va or Shreyo bhi by auspicious activities. Anyay other. Cha and. Na never. Yatra where. Atma pradaha full satisfaction of the self. Hare the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Translation. Transcendental practices that do not ultimately help one to realize the Supreme Personality of Godhead are useless. Be they mystic yoga practice, the analytical study of matter, severe austerity, the acceptance of sannyasa, or the study of Vedic literature. All these may be very important aspects for spiritual advancements, but unless one understands the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hare, all these processes are useless. Once again, transcendental practices that do not ultimately help one realize the Supreme Personality of Godhead are useless. Be they mystic yoga practice, the analytical study of matter, severe austerity, the acceptance of sannyasa, or the study of Vedic literature. All these may be very important aspects of spiritual advancement, but unless one understands the Supreme Personality of Godhead Hare, all these processes are useless. Purport. In Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya 24.109, it is said, Bhakti vina keval jnane mukti nahi haya Bhakti sadhan kariye prapta brahmalaya. Impersonalists do not take to devotional service, but take to other practices, such as the analytical study of the material elements, the discrimination between matter and spirit, and the mystic yoga system. These are beneficial only insofar as they are complementary to devotional service. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu therefore told Sanatana Goswami that without a touch of devotional service, Jnana, Yoga and Sankhya philosophy cannot give one the desired results. The impersonalists wish to merge into the Supreme Brahman. However, merging into the Supreme Brahman also requires a touch of devotional service. The Absolute Truth is realized in three phases: impersonal Brahman, Paramatma, and the Supreme Personality of Godhead. All this requires a touch of devotional service. Sometimes it is actually seen that these Mayavadis also chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, although their motive is to merge into the Brahman effulgence of the Absolute. The yogis also at times take to chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, but their purpose is different from that of the bhaktas. In all processes, karma, jnana and yoga or yoga, bhakti is required. That is the purport of this verse. Om Tat Sat. Om Ajnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langhayate girim yatkripatamaham bande Sri Guru Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanyam Ishwaram. So this is the essential principle to develop bhakti or love for Krishna. All our effort has to be culminated into this bhakti. Otherwise it's mentioned that it is useless. I was hearing a lecture of Prabhupada today morning, and Prabhupada was very beautifully explaining that in the material world we are trying to have a relationship or love with someone, family, society or nation. But since all that in the material world is just a shadow, and there cannot any love can exist there, and therefore there is a breakaway, and we get frustrated. The real happiness or real enjoyment comes when we develop love for Krishna, because Krishna is the reality. And then Prabhupada was saying that how Brajavasi is just so happy. They are in relationship with Krishna, they are thinking of Krishna, they are serving Krishna. And he is giving example of how Yasoda Maiya, Gopas, Gopis, they are all so much happy. And material world was saying it is a. This he was giving example how this is a no love can exist between in the material world. He was saying that when we go to showroom, we will see in the if it is a dress material showroom, we see there are so many dolls are kept, men's and women's both, and they may look exactly like a live. It's nicely dressed, very attractive. But there's so many people will pass from nearby and nobody will look at them. They're not so attracting to them. It's like if a real person is standing, people will be attracted. But the doll, nobody will be attracted. Nobody will like to have a relationship with the doll, not even think of that. And Prabhupada gave another analogy that if a person is dead, nobody will like to have relationship with her. The person is not there, dead. So saying similarly, you see in the material world, we are trying to have a relationship. Soul is trying to have a relationship, uh, and we think everyone, they're just a body, but we think them as the, uh, it's like so and so is my parent, so and so is my lover, like that. But actually, we have the relationship with the body only. We have never seen the soul. That is the shadow. That not on the spiritual platform, on material platform, on sense gratification, and that is sure to break away. Because this body is surely will fall down. Atma is eternal, ever existing, and this is just a blink of time. This will no more be there. Surely we are going to have a heartbreak when we when we are going to get separated. So Prabhupada is saying that there is no actually uh, real happiness or enjoyment there. Just because out of illusion, uh, we are running behind that. And he gave this analogy like we see deer in the desert, he runs behind the mirage, and he runs very thirsty and runs fast, and but he thinks that he's going to get the water, but the mirage further moves. In that way he keeps running and running in that thirsty condition and hot weather in the desert, and he meets with his death. He just dies there without water. So similarly, soul in this material world is not searching Krishna, searching everything else, and therefore this is a useless. This actually going to be frustrated again and again. And then Prabhupada also explained the karmis, they are after sense gratification. They just trying to have as much as sense gratification as they can. Of course, according to their karma only, they will have also that an opportunity to have sense gratification. But ultimately, uh, will get frustrated, will die, and again we have to take birth, janma, mityu, jara, vyadi, all tapa, and every time this only going to be frustration. So it says that is animal status. They don't even thinking that it is a shadow. It is not reality. All that I am trying to see is actually there is no happiness, no reality in that. So they just karmis are just like an animal, looking for sense gratification and frustrated. Then he says there are jnanis. Jnanis, because they have the intelligence, they understand what I am actually the happiness which we are searching in this material world through sense gratification. Actually, there is no such happiness. It is not possible. It is all temporary, or it is an illusion. So they come to understand that Jagat Mithya, this is false. All it is only shadow. Then they try to understand then what is there. Then they say Jagat Satyam, Jagat Mithya, Brahma Satyam. Then they understand that Brahman is that reality. But their conclusion is also not correct, because they think that the Brahman has no variegatedness, this impersonal understanding. It is a homogeneous substance, and after self-realization, we all we are free from this material existence, and we merge into the Brahman. So that is their understanding, and they think because they have attained this realization, they are free from material bondage. But their understanding is also uh, incomplete. It's impersonal realization. Prabhupada says that because we see there is a varieties in shadow. In the shadow, in the material world, we see there are so many varieties are there. So that indicates that in the substance also there will be variety. So only a bhakta, devotee of the Lord, can understand. And he understands this and he tries to understand Krishna through bhakti yoga and develops love for Krishna. And in this way, he only remains completely satisfied. And Prabhupada is telling that since soul is part and parcel of Krishna, so when we serve Krishna and Krishna is pleased, so the soul becomes pleased, soul becomes satisfied. So this is a very important understanding, that we are all looking for happiness. All the transcendental practices which we are doing, that is for satisfaction, for the soul should be satisfied. Ye atma suprasidati. And that only is possible when we engage ourselves in loving devotional service. Unless we reach to that stage, actually there is no use. This is what it is explained here, that bhakti vina keval jnana mukti nahi haya, bhakti sadhan kare yei prapt brahmalaya. Only through devotional service we can reach to Krishna. Bhaktyamam avijanati. And the purport Srila Prabhupada is explaining that even to get the perfection through jnana or ashtanga yoga, one has to have the bhakti element. Unless that bhakti element, devotional element is there, even don't get the perfection, that impersonal realization or mystic perfection we don't get unless we have the elements of bhakti yoga. But to reach out Krishna, we need to have a pure devotional service. We should be coming to the stage of pure devotional service. Anyabhilasita sunya jnana karmadi anavitam anukulena Krishna anusilanam bhakti ruttama. This is the definition of pure devotional service. So we need to rise to that stage of pure devotional service. That is explained that Anya Bhilasita Sunya should be devoid of any sort of hankering or desire for sense gratification. It should be mainly, it should be done for the pleasure of Krishna. Anya Bhilasita Sunya. Jnana Karmadi Anavritam. It should be free from any endeavor for sense gratification, from karma and jnana or empiric cultivating from the mental speculation. So there are two things. We studying the Bhakti Shastra, and then we study through mental speculation, or just we are interested into jnana, only the understanding about knowledge or information. So that there is a two different thing. When we hear about Krishna, how the Krishna has created the material world, the 24 elements, the Sankhya Yoga, how Krishna has done this, and we hear about pastimes of Krishna through the studies of the scriptures. Actually, that is the part of Navavidha Bhakti. And actually that Bhakti is not described here, that Jnana Karmadi Anavritam. That is the prescribed method to perform devotional service. To hear Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Archanam, Bandham, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmanam. So Shravanam and Kirtanam. So that is different. That is actually pure devotional service. It is Krishna Anusilanam. But when we just to develop, cultivate knowledge, mental speculation without any direction of the bona fide spiritual master, us, uh, when we indulge into cultivating knowledge or scholarship, so that actually is not prescribed. It says should be devoid of such endeavors, jnana and karma. Jnana karma di anavitam anukulena Krishna anusilanam, and it should be intensely performed to please Krishna. So this is defined as a pure devotional service. We should be intensely, we should try to put endeavor actually to please Krishna, to satisfy Krishna. So this is pure devotional service. Rishikena Rishikesa Sevanam Bhakti Ruchyate, and that is done by engaging all our senses in the service of master of the senses. Krishna is called Rishikesha. Rishikesha means he is the master of all the senses. Rishikena means senses. So when we engage all our senses in the service of the master of the senses, Rishikesha, so that is how devotional service is done. Devotional service is just not a armchair philosophy or inaction. The devotional service actually we endeavor to please Krishna. And then how this pure devotional service is performed, that's also very important to know. That has to be done under the guidance of bona fide spiritual master. In the material world, when we are subjected to three modes of material nature, and especially mode of ignorance and passion, whatever we actually do, it is in the three modes. And to perform pure devotional service, it is not possible, because our consciousness is very polluted. And how we can perform pure devotional service while we are under three modes of material nature? That is by following the instructions and the way the pure devotee of the Lord, bona fide spiritual master, instructs us or shows us. That is how we can actually advance in Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada gives this example. It's like when a person takes admission in medical university, people may call him as a Dr. Sahab. We see generally people call, even he has just taken admission, people will start calling Dr. Sahab. But still, he has to first qualify himself. He has to get certified that he has completed his graduation and now he can practice. So while in this course, in this process, he has to go through apprenticeship, where he actually prescribes or he practices under the recognized doctor. And he is not yet, actually he does everything. The doctor, the recognized doctor is just, he's supervising. But when it comes to the patient only sees that this doctor is doing. Public they sees that it is doctor is doing, the recognized doctor is doing. The other person is just an apprenticeship. It's just assisting him. So similarly, when we are performing devotional service in this material world, it is like an apprenticeship. Sri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Maharani ki, Sri Prahlad Nrsimhadev Bhagwan ki, Sri Nitai Gaur Sundar ki, Patit Pawan Prabhupada ki Jai. So we should follow the instructions of the pure devotee, the bona fide spiritual master. And in this way we practice Bhakti Yoga. And when by performing Bhakti Yoga, uh, that by Bhakti Yoga it is described that one becomes free from effects of three modes, which are very very difficult to overcome otherwise. Mam cha yo abhicharina bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samite tan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. To rise to the spiritual platform, which is beyond three modes, is very difficult. Mam maya durutya, very very difficult. This consists of three modes. Immediately all of us are subjected to that. Especially tamoguna and rajoguna. Very very difficult, impossible to. Mam ev ye prapadyante maya me tam tanti. How to take shelter of Krishna, we can overcome this. So Krishna is, Prabhupada is telling, in Lord Sri Krishna is saying, Mam cha yo abhicharini. So when we perform this pure devotional service, abhicharini, Kaivalya, pure devotional service, then we rise to this spiritual platform. Spiritual platform. So it's here in this verse we see, unless we can come to that spiritual platform, it says that but unless one understands the Supreme Personality of Godhead Hari, all these processes are useless. So if we, by all our austerities, everything, if we are not able to please Krishna, then what is the use? There's one verse, and this goes to say that if we are able to please Krishna, then what is the use of, what is the need of performing all the austerities, all everything? The prime focus is to please Krishna, and how we can please him? That is, yasya prasadat bhagavat prasado, yasya prasadan nakati kutopi. By pleasing the spiritual master, Krishna is pleased, and by displeasing us prasadat nakati kutopi, there is no scope, no hope, no advancement, no destination, we go nowhere. So this is all the fundamental of spiritual life. So we should follow spiritual authority and perform devotional service. There is no loss. Neha vikamanaso asti, neha vikamanaso asti, patyavayos salpam apiyasya dharmasya tayate mahato bhayat. Saying that there is no loss. Small advancement we make can save us from the greatest danger. You see the Ajamila, he just chanted Narayana at time of death, and he was given a second chance, and he practiced very sincerely thereafter, and he went back to Godhead. We just stay in the material world. We already have first-hand experience. Everyone is actually subjected to distress, suffering, and more Kali Yuga is progressing. It is even more and more worst. So we should take to devotional service. So this devotional service is only we should actually take a right process so that we can quickly finish it off. Otherwise, just we'll keep on prolonging, like chanting the holy name of the Lord. We should put our best effort to chant attentively. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So when we are chanting attentively, then we very fast we become free from the anarthas. cheto darpan marjanam. Then remaining sincerity is very important. So Prabhupada is saying sincerity of the purpose. We all want to go back to Godhead. We want to develop love for Krishna. So if we remain insincere, not chant properly, and then we'll have a association. We don't take us devotees association, or we just go for all unwanted association, material association. Then actually we get contaminated. So we should be very, very careful. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying that Vaishnava is known by his association. So we should be very careful with it. These three modes are very, very much contaminating, especially mode of passion and ignorance. So one should be very careful. So taking association of devotees and avoiding all sorts of unwanted association. Small steps only. Little more we become sincere, and then quickly we finish this business in this material world. But there is no loss. Even we start devotional service and perform devotional service, we advance even for 1%. That is a permanent result. In next life, we get an opportunity, or whenever we get opportunity, we start from 2%. Then it goes on slowly. We complete 100% and we go back to Godhead. So moving in the right direction. So here Prabhupada is telling that the yogis also at times takes to chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, but their purpose is different from that of bhaktas. So what is the purpose of bhakta and what is the purpose of yogis? Very important to analyze this, to know this. What is the purpose of yogis? What could be the purpose of yogis? Samadhi, yeah. Their purpose is material. Material achievements. Material achievements. And then what is the purpose of bhakta? Service. Their purpose is to please Krishna. This is how it is defined now. Atmendiya piti vancha, it is called lust, and Krishnendiya piti vancha, it is called love. So the material and spiritual. When we are doing this for pleasure of Krishna, that is spiritual. But when we are doing for our own pleasure, own satisfaction, that is lust. So the yogis, they are trying to reach to get some perfection, to get some name, fame, power, position. Even karmis, the jnanis. So this aspiration is there. But bhakti, we should perform to please Krishna. That should be the purpose. That is the pure devotional service. And that we should follow the footsteps. Gopir Bhartu Padakamalayor Dasa Nudasa Nudasa Nudasa. We should be aspiring to be servant of husband of gopis, Krishna. So that is the real process. Just we have to align ourselves properly, try to please Guru and Krishna, and this way we advance towards spiritual life. And how we put sincere effort, we advance very quickly. Even if we are not very sincere, but we are progressing in right direction, so we advance actually. We are progressive 1%, 2%, and then gradually we complete 100%. So very important that what is the purpose? What is the purpose of our chanting? When we chanting, the meaning of chanting of Mahamantra is, O my Lord Sri Krishna, O energy of Krishna, Srimati Radharani, kindly engage me in your loving devotional service. So actually that is the That is the purpose, to be engaged in service of the Lord, or aspiring to get the service of the Lord. नंतर श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, पति पांच प्रभुपाद की जय. Any comments or any questions? Yes, ma'am. Yes. Devotees means actually is already situated in jnana. That yoga ladder we see, that jnana, then yoga, Ashtanga yoga, and then we reach to devotional the last stage. So we see the example of Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Thakur. He was asked to go to Gaurkishore Das Babaji Maharaj, who was illiterate, but he was already in the self-realization. How the self-realizations came to him? Satatam kirtayanto mam yatantascha dhirbata. Krishna is telling that he gives jnana dipena bhasvata, sitting in the heart, and he enlightens the devotee. They are already situated in the knowledge. Devotees, they are already situated in the knowledge, but prematurely conclude that we have become devotees, and we don't need to study. That may not be a right approach, because bhakti, process of bhakti means we are following pure devotees, the footsteps shown by pure devotees. So we are following in the footsteps of Srila Prabhupada. And Prabhupada has very clearly mentioned that he says that if you do not study my books, then you will eat, sleep and go away. There are so many places Prabhupada stresses that to study the books is written. He says that if you study these books, then you can preach. That is the essence. He says the studies. So Prabhupada is already mentioned that all the systems he established, morning Bhagavad Gita, evening classes, then self-study, then Prabhupada he says to read these books again and again. So that's already there. We cannot neglect that. We have to schedule ourselves in such a way that we do that. Otherwise, very difficult to make the progress. But it is not that if you are sincerely engaged according to time, place, and circumstances, we engage in devotional service sincerely, and then that realization Krishna gives from the heart. But in general, you all have to study Srila Prabhupada books and also to be engaged in practical devotional service as per distributed by our authorities, the structure set up by Srila Prabhupada. So in that way, we make actually real advancement. Is that right? So studying the scriptures in Prabhupada books is devotional service. It's not out of devotional service. It is very much essential. As a sadhaka, we have to do that. Prabhupada ki jai.